The European Spallation Source is a multidisciplinary research facility based on what will be the world's most powerful neutron source. It is currently under construction in Lund, Sweden. At least 17 European countries will act as partners in the construction and operation of S. The facility is being built in Lund, while the S Data Management and Software Center will be located in Copenhagen, Denmark. First neutrons on the target are expected in 2019, with the user program planned for 2023, and construction of the entire facility complete by 2025. S is the world's next-generation neutron source, and will enable scientists to see and understand basic atomic structures and forces at length and time scales unachievable at other spallation sources. S will use spallation, a process in which fragments of material are ejected from a body due to impact or stress. The future facility is composed of a linear accelerator in which protons are accelerated and collide with a rotating, helium-cooled tungsten target. By this process, intense pulses of neutrons are emitted and led through beamlines to experimental stations, where research is done on different materials. This will help discover and develop new materials with applications in manufacturing, pharmaceutical drugs, aerospace, engines, plastics, energy, telecommunications, transportation, information technology and biotechnology. According to its designers, S will provide neutron beams up to 30 times brighter than any current neutron source. S is also designed to be carbon neutral and is expected to reduce CO2 emissions in the region. History. When the ISIS neutron source was built in England in 1985, its radical success to produce indirect images of molecular structures eventually raised the possibility of a spallation source far more powerful, and now less technically speculative. By 1993, the European Neutron Scattering Association began to advocate for what would be the most ambitious and broad-based spallation source in the world. Neutron science soon became a critical tool in the development of industrial and consumer products worldwide, so much so that the Organization for Economic Development declared in 1999 that a new generation of high-intensity neutron sources should be built, one each in North America, Asia and Europe. Europe's challenge was its diverse collection of national governments, and an active research community numbering in the thousands. In 2001, a European roadmap for developing accelerator-driven systems for nuclear waste incineration estimated that the S could have the beam ready for users in 2010. A European International Task Force gathered in Bonn in 2002 to review the findings, and a positive consensus emerged to build S. The stakeholders group met a year later to review the task force's progress, and in 2003 a new design concept was adopted that set the course for beginning operations by 2019. Over the next 5 years, a competitive and yet collaborative site selection process played out, and Lund, Sweden was chosen as the preferred site. The definitive selection of Lund was announced in Brussels on May 28, 2009. In July 1, 2010, the staff and operations of S Scandinavia were transferred from Lund University to European Spallation Source SAB, a limited liability company set up to design, construct and operate the European Spallation Source in Lund. The company's headquarters are situated in central Lund. At present, 17 partner countries are represented in the S Steering Committee. As of 2013, the estimated cost of the facility will be about €1.843 billion. Host nations Sweden and Denmark plan to give about half of the sum. However, the negotiations about the exact contributions from every partner are still in progress. The organizational form of the facility is owned jointly by the governments of Sweden and Denmark. S is expected to formally change its organizational structure from a Swedish Aktiebolag, or AB, to a European Research Infrastructure Consortium, or ERIC, by 1 October 2015, allowing partner nations to directly fund the project. The steering committee will transition into the ERIC Council, and the SAB Board of Directors will be disbanded. Site selection. Originally, 3 possible sites were under consideration: Bilbao, Debrecen and Lund. On 28 May 2009, 7 countries indicated support for placing in Sweden. Furthermore, Switzerland and Italy indicated that they would support the site in majority. On June 6, 2009, Spain withdrew the Bilbao candidacy and signed a collaboration agreement with Sweden, supporting Lund as the main site, but with key component development work being performed in Bilbao. This effectively settled the location of the Detailed economical negotiations between the participating countries are now taking place. On December 18, 2009, Hungary also chose to tentatively support in Lund, thus withdrawing the candidacy of Debrecen. Scandinavia will be hosted jointly by Sweden and Denmark, with the source itself placed in Lund, and the Data Management and Software Center in Copenhagen. The construction of the facility began in early 2014. First neutrons on the target are expected in 2019, with a user program beginning in 2023, and it is planned to be fully operational by 2025. Provides weekly updates of construction progress and live construction site webcams on its website. The spallation target and its environmental impact. The source will be built around a solid tungsten target, cooled by helium gas. Radioactive substances will be generated by the spallation process, but the solid target makes the handling of these materials easier and safer than if a liquid target had been used. E.ON and Lund's Energy are collaborating in a project aiming to get the facility to be the world's first completely sustainable large-scale research center. Through investment in wind power, the project is expected to include an extension of the Nystedt wind farm. Radioactive material storage and transport will be required, but the need is much less than that of a nuclear reactor. More information on the licensing process can be found here.